Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Move, brought to you each and every day by PATRÓN Tequila. We'll name our PATRÓN a little bit later on here. I'm still thinking about it. I think maybe the time cut is the PATRÓN. Ooh.
Time cut's going to be a hot topic today.
Yeah.
Wait till Lance gets going.
Get going
Look
on
out.
this. Yeah, anyways, the stage today, Albertville to La Rosière, short stage, 108 kilometers, like it's been every day. Beautiful weather. 45% of the stage was climbing. That's a pretty astounding. What do you got there, George?
That was Renshaw that just finished. Cav is still finishing.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that. There's some boys missing the time cut today, and we'll see what the commissaries decide to do. But
You mean from that race we were watching earlier this morning?
same race.
Some guys
Same
still on
race.
the road, huh?
Yeah.
Ouch.
A little bit of business. Today's show is brought to you by HELIX, your destination for DNA discovery. It's like an app store for DNA testing with over 30 different DNA-powered products from companies like National Geographic, DNA Fit, and Lose It. Some people losing it today in the Tour de France. And the unique thing about HELIX is that you only have to send in one saliva sample, not a whole bunch of them. Once you've sequenced, you can get products for as low as $10 and have your results the very same day. The perfect product to begin exploring your genetics is called DNA Passport. It's only $49 and looks at 40-plus traits, including ancestry, wellness, and diet. You can check out DNA Passport and other HELIX products at helix.com/themove. And during the Tour de France, U.S. listeners get 25% off with the code MOVE25. Well, I have to, and I say it every day, I'm wrong every day, basically. But I was wrong about today. I don't think that final climb is that difficult. We saw a lot of action, and the biggest.
And you're wrong by saying it was going to be boring and not eventful.
It was when you have a team as dominant as Sky.
It looked like they were going to control it all.
It is boring, but in the end, it was anything but boring. And what will not be boring, I suspect, is the dinner conversation tonight at Team Sky as Chris Froome, trying to win his 5th Tour, sits across the table from a guy trying to win his 1st, who's in the yellow jersey, and Chris Froome is now a minute 25 behind him.
Yeah, it looked like...
if you ever did that to me, George...
It was unclear what was going on in the front, but somebody made the call to not help Dumoulin, not let Geraint Thomas help Dumoulin get up the road. So clearly he was waiting on Froome, which I'm sure he wasn't too happy about, but he's got a minute and a half lead, so he's in a good position.
So just so everybody understand what's going on here, we've got co-leaders, but Sky has been saying Froome is the guy. Mm-hmm. And if Froome is truly the guy, would Geraint Thomas have gone off the front?
Yeah, I mean he didn't know what kind of condition Nairo was in, Bardet, so he made an instinct move. He was testing the GC guys, not necessarily Froome, and he took full advantage of it. So
I'll tell you what was impressive is if you we have to talk also about Tom Dumoulin's attack, which I think was a mistake for him, not just for today, but I think leading into tomorrow, which is truly the Queen stage of the Alps, at least. But as Chris Froome was coming back, he got close, and Geraint Thomas accelerated. I mean, he put a lot of time into those boys in just 1K. It was, and caught George was. I'm not sure if I owe George $10 or not,
yes,
but
you do.
I thought that Nieve would stay away. George said no, but that acceleration by Geraint Thomas at the end, that was a full-on sprint.
Made $20 today. Christian owes me 10 also. He bet me as well that Nieve would win. So I'm up $20 today.
So if you're put your director hat on, you're director of Team Sky tonight. How do you call it? What do you say?
A minute and a half. A minute 25 is nothing.
It's nothing.
No.
So it's still anybody's game.
Yeah.
It's too early to make a determination.
Definitely way too early. And tomorrow's one of the most iconic stages to come now. Alpe d'Huez, Madeleine, Croix de Fra.
Call it fair.
I butchered the name, I know.
The Iron Cross.
My guess is Froome is going to really want to win on Alpe d'Huez. So tomorrow will be some serious fireworks.
Have you guys ever seen it come to fisticuffs at the dinner table with teammates?
No, I've never seen that.
No, I've never seen
Does it
that.
ever get
I've never
pretty
seen it
heated?
even with other amongst other teams. I mean, team to team.
Okay, just curious.
You and Cipollini maybe one time, Milan San Remo.
No. I'm not getting through the courses.
Okay.
Aaron, so the Sky's first and second. Chris Froome second on GC, 125. Tom Dumoulin third, 144. Our pick, Vincenzo Nibali, with questionable team tactics today. Everybody saw that, and just not impressive. He's 214. Bardet slips further down, 258.
Yeah, I mean, Bardet.
Sky's race.
Right now, it's Sky's race. I mean, it's still a long ways to go. Tomorrow will be a big indicator of, how the rest of the mountain stages will go. I mean, the Pyrenees is a week later. Demoulon's got the Giro in his legs. We'll see how he recovers from that.
And
so does Chris
Froome.
Froome.
His legs is what he's got.
So we'll see. It's not over, but Sky is definitely dominating at the moment.
Sky, I mean, I think the group, I mean, it's hard to tell because you can't sit there on TV and count them, but when there were 40 guys left in that front group, they had 6. Then when there were 10 guys, they had 4.
Mm-hmm.
When we used to do that, George would be like, "We're being mean to people. We should slow it. One of us should sit up and get dropped. Nobody's gonna like us."
Don't make me tell the story about what
this is mean.
When that came into play, because it is quite funny.
Tell the story. I mean, do you think they were rolling around it? We're being mean.
I said that one time when the race was totally over. There was 30 guys away during your last Tour de France, and you wanted to go hard up a second category.
So let's fucking kill these guys. Fuck these guys.
And I'm like, really? Do we really need to go up hard up this climb full gas just to fuck with people? No. So I sat up and I said, fuck it, I'm out. And the other guys on our team, they hit it.
Nobody's going to like us. We're being mean to people. Such a baby.
Oh, God.
I ain't giving you your $10.
Wait, can we replay the 2004 video where he called himself a dick? Because he's bringing that back right now.
A total dick move. We got an email from somebody that modified the move hat, and they wrote in dick, like with an arrow that says the dick move.
That was Chuck. Chuck sent that in.
Real quick, before we go any farther, I forgot we have a living legend, Millsy, lean in. A living legend sitting in the Move studio today. Andy Mill, 2-time Olympian, 2-time World Championship ski team guy, and also, if you don't know, arguably one of the greatest open water, deep, whatever you call. What am I saying? Fly fishing, whatever. Tarpon. He's a tarpon fisherman. He catches these things. I don't know. They look like they're dinosaurs of fish.
Huh. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know what else is awesome? And I am going to, this is a business related thing, but this is fun, y'all. This show is also brought to you by PowerDot. Mm-hmm. We talk about it every day, this eSTEM unit. George Hincapie played tennis yesterday. His back is sore, so he's wearing the PowerDot. He's wearing my PowerDot. So for everybody watching, listening, we want to have some fun.
Don't kick
Guess
it up
who's
too high.
controlling? Guess who's controlling the unit? That's right.
Put me at like 32%.
You want to go up?
Just a little bit. That's good. That's good. Right.
32.
Let's have a little fun.
Yeah.
He wants 32.
No.
Should we take him to 52?
No.
What does it go to? 100?
It goes to
Should we
100.
go see?
No, we don't want to go there.
Should we see what it goes to?
No, we don't.
This is amazing. Like, this is the greatest. We're being mean. Don't be mean, lads. Such a baby. God.
Before we get...
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Okay,
For the listener, go to PowerDot. If you want to have fun with George, PowerDot.com/TheMove. Giving away, sign up to win 1 unit, giving away 1 unit per day, and all of our listeners get 25% off. PowerDot.com/TheMove. And write in if you want me to.
Maybe
let's
kick
have
it
a
down
vote.
a little
Should
bit,
we?
actually.
You want it down?
Down. That's a little bit. I'm starting to sweat, actually.
You stop being mean.
The other big topic that I know Lance is going to tee off on is the time cut. And before we get to that, I think this is more appropriate as you two are going on.
It was 31 minutes, so there must be another coefficient on.
We missed that one
in the rule book. The snapshot I have of the rule book is it gets a little technical, but there's coefficient 3, and so we have coefficient 3 and 4. So there must be another coefficient for these days. So the time cut's 31 minutes. I'm still looking. Get some guys at 29. Cav has not come in yet. Mark Cavendish.
as of a few minutes ago, he was not in yet.
And Kittle. So if they apply the rules, then they'll take him out of the race.
Okay, let's get some clarity for everybody. If they stuck firm to the time cutoff, how many guys would be cut today?
It's looking like we're still waiting.
It's less than we thought.
Yeah, they're still out there riding according to this Tour de France app. But there will be 2 guys taken out. But I was getting all riled up because if the time cut was what maybe we thought it was, there was a chance that 100 guys would have missed the time cut. We were wrong.
Oh, okay.
But imagine if they had. George says that they all have to be put back into the race, and I'm like, no. If you miss that's no, you're out. But it'd be pretty funny to have 60 guys.
I said that based on history. I mean, the UCI commissars will make exceptions when there's a big group off the back and all together.
Okay, so Johan just texted me, Cavendish and Kittel are out. And they won't put them back in.
No, they won't put them back in.
So that changes, once the stage, that changes the stage into Paris. That changes. We'd have to go look at how many days are suited to them, but certainly, the sprint into the Champs Elysees is they won't be there.
But didn't there historically used to be a lot of guys that would come in sprinters first 7-9 days and go home, and that was sort of that was their plan.
And they also come. You know what else they do? They come in, and one arm is about 6 inches longer than the other one. How about that? I mean, they enforce all these rules for the guys in the front, and then these guys at the back with the right arm 6 inches longer. Now we good.
Happens a lot more in the Giro.
One time in the Giro, Mario, this is a true fact. Cipollini I believe it was up the Mortirolo. He had a top 10 time. He got so many pushes up the climb. He was top 10.
Oh,
Mario
time up the
Cipollini
climb?
could not get over an overpass.
Like just his time.
Just the tifosi, the fans, just pushing him.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to talk about a couple of other Sky teammates that you guys were making a lot of comments about during the stage. Kwiatkowski, you're a big fan.
This guy, I love this guy. And I love the fact that first of all, when he was setting tempo, and they're getting to this point where if there is tension in the team and it's Kwiatkowski, Thomas, who wants to win, Froome. So Kwiatkowski had to stay there because if he sits up,
yeah.
I mean, Geraint Thomas isn't going to start riding. So he's just setting this massive tempo, like 5 favorites.
Now that you say that, that's exactly why he attacked.
Right.
Because he knew Kwiatkowski was about to sit up and he did not want to pull.
Yeah. He would have been in a position to just work for Froome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so go now.
Yeah.
You guys spent some time talking about Bernal too. Egan Bernal. Who's in the young classification jersey and has some.
No, he wasn't today. He was not today. Pierre Latour was in it. I mean, I love this name. Like this French couple has a kid a long time ago. They love cycling, and they're like, we're going to name him Pierre Latour. Like, that's a perfect name for the guy in the Tour de France.
No, I remember what it was.
I think he lost the jersey.
Well, it's a risky tactic, though, like we were saying. I mean, Bernal obviously was not on a great day. He got dropped, but then he stayed with Landa all the way to the finish. So, in my opinion, you got to pick your battles, and I would have tried to have kept him for the next mountain stages and had him sit up totally like Kwiatkowski did.
That's what I meant. He's motivated. He has motivation to get the jersey.
Obviously, he's a young guy. He's 21 years old. A white jersey would be huge for him.
But you're saying that's Team Sky wanting all those jerseys, right? I mean, that's another feather in their cap to have the best young rider, but they're going to need him tomorrow.
Yeah, it's up to them to say, look, you're sitting up. We don't want. I mean, Johan would do that. He'd say, if you get to the finish, closer to when you sit up, I don't care if you're 15, 20 minutes behind. Like, you did your job. If you're 2 minutes behind, you did it the wrong way.
Does that sometime affect a team if they have too many goals? Like, I mean,
it's
clearly,
risky. I mean, right? Tour de France is a hard race. A lot of these guys are on their way up, so they're going to need all the firepower they can in the Pyrenees.
Bob Jungels in the young rider category?
That's a good question.
Bob Jungels, this kid from Luxembourg, sitting at 15th, 550 down. Pierre Latour he's ahead of Bernal, so I guess I don't know.
Jungels is 25,
so he's right on the limit. I don't know, but my man Pierre Latour is 5 minutes ahead of Bernal. So why was he? I mean, I guess.
Then I didn't realize he was that far ahead of Bernal.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
he is.
Yeah. The only thing would be that he's still got that jersey on his mind, which doesn't make sense to me because. the yellow would be more important.
This will be fun, real quick, and then we'll talk about tomorrow. Where
Lower me a little bit, Lance, please.
What?
Lower my level.
Oh, you want to go lower? Oh, this is
sweating.
Have we got any
Starting to bounce around a
people?
little bit.
Send in a percentage. Send in a number. How much you want to jack up George? We're at 29.1.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're getting old, dog. 26.
26.
What you know? What is fun, and this is incredible. So George sends me this text this morning. Said I got a lot of interesting comments, and so I was like, well, tell me about it. He's like, I'll tell you when I get over to the house. So George gets these text messages. You know, he's Mr. Popular and he's safe, so these guys are allowed to text him.
So one of my
Well, he also worked hard to be the nice guy
exactly.
in the mountains.
Thank you, JB.
And it's paying off.
One of my favorites, since Lance has been harping me all fucking morning about me being too nice, is Daniel Hundo, who
Danilo.
is Danilo Hundo, a good friend of mine, an agent now. He's actually an agent to one of my Haloesco Citadel riders, Fabian Leonard. He posted the video of Lance sprinting by Clody in 2004 and said, yes, what a dick move.
That's awesome.
Which is my favorite. Thank you, Danilo, for shouting that out.
Keep going.
And then also got a great message from Brian Holm. Dropped the F-bomb, said, fuck, had no idea I was on live TV. Give me a heads up next time. The Danish people loved it, though. Apparently, it was really funny. So,
good.
And he has to turn up the volume next time he calls in.
And the best one.
And the best one. The yellow jersey writes in and says, thank you for making me the patron of the day.
That's unbelievable.
What a great show. Big fan of you guys.
Greg
How
Van
cool is
Avermaet
that?
in the yellow jersey, chilling on the massage table after the race, listening to the move.
Well, it
Very
makes
cool.
sense.
And he's psyched that he's the patron.
That's great.
That's crazy.
I love that all these guys in the race are listening and checking it out. And I mean, I guess you have downtime. You're trying to
Maybe
chill.
there's something about being a nice guy, huh, JB? I don't know. I mean, maybe we should talk
Maybe.
about that in the next show.
It's
I'm
too
not sure.
late.
Yeah, it's paying off.
me.
This is fun. Lance and George seem to disagree quite a bit. I'm reading a listener comment on tactics of particular stages. When you guys were racing together, did you have these types of conversations prior to stages? And whose opinion won out when planning your own
Are you
strategy?
Well, we
kidding
just
me?
talked
You
about-
would
we
never
just-
listen to me.
Yeah, we just talked about it. I mean, that was, but really,
But did you question?
Johan dictated the tactics, and we all had a voice and could weigh in. But at the end of the day, those were his. It defaulted to him.
Yeah.
every time.
After years 4 or 5, I had a little bit more seniority on the team, and I could give my opinion a bit more. The first couple of years, you couldn't say shit. But certainly after being with him for so long, I could say some things. But no, they had the final call.
We're being mean. Nobody's gonna like us. It's amazing. We had, I think we had eight guys, or did we have all 9 guys?
I don't
There
remember.
were 45 or 50 riders left. I think we had all 9. We had Pavel Padronos with us.
No, it was 20 guys away, and the peloton was still together. That's why everybody was so
The
pissed off.
peloton was small.
No,
Yes, it was.
have Johan write in. He'll know.
Tough day to pick the move of the day, and then
Well,
tough
what we
day
thought
to pick
here,
the
what
patron.
I thought was this move that Alejandro Valverde made with quite a ways out to go. Had a teammate up the road in Soler. They join up. I mean, that looked like tactics 101. And then, all the warning lights came on for old Alejandro on the final climb, and just he was going backwards. So it looked brilliant, but it didn't work.
The move or the patron? What are
You
talking
do the
about?
patron.
Okay.
Name your patron.
My patron of the day, albeit was a mistake, it has to be Demolon. I mean, this guy is not sitting back waiting for his guy to dictate the race. He took the bull by the horns, took off on the downhill, put a minute on them, so took mad risk.
He's a great descender.
Obviously, had the time trial up the last climb and ended up getting caught. But what a bold move, and really, you got to hand it to the guy for being aggressive and taking the race.
He's gonna
like that.
He's gonna feel that tomorrow.
Yeah, he could very well feel
He's
that
gonna
tomorrow.
feel that tomorrow. He had the bit between his teeth, and he liked the taste, mate. Want to talk about high brew? All
We
right.
do. Everybody's loving it. Everybody that's stopping by
I know,
here
it's
is loving
great.
it.
We just got two more boxes delivered to the house.
Awesome.
Our friends out of Austin, Texas, Cold Brew Coffee. Cold Brew for those who do. 6 different flavors, 2 cups of coffee per. Millsy, you ought to be drinking a high brew right now. Cold. Absolutely. It's just what you look like. You need some caffeine. For those who want to go grab some, obviously you can catch it at your Whole Foods, your Walmarts, but you can also go to Amazon. Coupon code 20, so you get 20% off. 20 the move. Check it.
There you go. And you can also do recurring shipping too on the Hybrew through
Max,
Amazon.
Just keep it coming.
Max Armstrong.
Somebody must have.
shipment
Max
every month.
Armstrong and Enzo Hincapie going for a bike ride. How cool is that?
Ooh, really?
Oh yeah.
Stop at the stop signs, boys.
You guys
Where
gonna-
are they going?
They're going to get pancakes.
Oh, and there's his mom. There's Anna. Hi, Anna.
All right, you got to tell everybody about the. Of course, for the people listening to the podcast, we'll have to describe it, but those watching on YouTube and Facebook can see the cool tee you're rocking today.
Oh, right. I mean, so the boys over at Mellow Johnny's in Austin made this. Obviously, Lawson lives in Austin, Texas, with us, or near us. He doesn't live with us. So they made this cool T-shirt for him to help raise money for his effort, which is to help raise money for the velodrome in Houston, which was damaged by Hurricane Harvey. So
He's raised over $100,000 already.
100 grand. And I think that last count, I should have checked again this morning. We probably made a few of these. Yesterday, they had sold almost 700 of these T-shirts, which is
That's awesome.
just wild. And Lawson continues to hang in there. I mean, it's impressive. The other thing he did was he on his Instagram story from yesterday was he posted a video of him and his PowerDot on the shoulder. I'd be really interested to see if he's noticing a difference. He must be, because he keeps doing it.
He's listening.
Maybe he'll give us the controls and we can just screw with him.
But if you want the Lawson tee, it's his pin number upside down,
yeah.
like he's wearing it because it's 13, number 13. He turned it upside down, which is, at first we're like, hey, that didn't really bring him, like it did bring him the bad luck, right, with that crash. But man, he's still fighting. So
Yep.
it's kind of turned around. You can get that shirt at mellowjohnnies.com,
Yep.
wherever you are. All right, some questions and comments. I know you guys got
And
a
then
lot
we got
to
to talk
do
about
today.
tomorrow.
And then let's do that first. Let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, because tomorrow is this is a big boy stage. This is not. This is. This is. Every tour has what they call the Queen stage. George can weigh in as well. I mean, I guess I love the 65-kilometer stage in the Pyrenees, so I would almost call that the Queen stage. But most would probably call this one simply because you have Col de la Madeleine, 25K at 6.2%. I mean, 25 kilometers of climbing is just, that's 15 miles, folks. That just goes on and on and on. And it's, somewhat early. Then you have Col de la Croix de Fer, the Iron Cross,
Which the percent average
29 kilometers at 5%. This is deceiving because the first part is, and there's some
a big downhill in there.
Yeah. And then it ends with, the holy grail of arguably the Tour de France on Alpe d'Huez. And that's the Super Bowl. And everybody, fans know that. I mean, there'll be pushing 1 million people on the roadside. Wild, crazy. They've been there for days, by the way, camping, hanging out, partying, drinking. They're going to start early tomorrow. It's going to be, it'll be a wild scene. And for guys like Chris Froome, and I said at the beginning of the tour, this is where it's going to be a little nasty for him. I mean, there's enough French people standing on the side of that road.
Oh, yeah, the yelling and the,
Yeah.
I mean, they get nasty.
And they get real nasty on Alpe d'Huez. What do you
Agreed.
think?
No, agreed.
So what do you expect to see happen tomorrow? Is whoever, I mean, that's where you put it down, right?
Team Sky is just so dominant. I saw an interesting, just before we let George chime in, because I want to hear what he thinks about tomorrow, but this Vincenzo Nibali, our pick to win the overall, which is he's not going to win. We were wrong. I don't think he's going to win anymore.
I mean, you can't count him out. He's won before. You can't count out somebody getting hurt, crashing, sick.
I'm counting him out. I'm admitting I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. But he says, and this is the headline, cycling may seem boring, or he says it may seem boring, but that's modern cycling. That was his quote.
I did see that. I mean,
Yeah.
elaborate on that.
Well, he elaborated. He's like, smaller team sizes, question mark. It was supposed to open up the races to more attacks. It's all proportional because one less rider is not just for the team, but for all teams. Shorter stages, question mark. The short stages make things more interesting for everyone because the race becomes more explosive. So instead of waiting for the last 50K in a 200K stage, it might blow up midway, which we saw today. But this is the kicker, right? Get this stat. So he starts talking about Team Sky. Team Sky has a huge budget. They have the best riders, and having the best riders who can control the race, so it becomes a little easier for all of them. If Bahrain had a budget of 10, $10 million more, things would be different. Sky, allegedly, according to this article, has a budget of $45 million.
I've heard that.
I can't believe that to be
Wow.
true. And Nibley's team has a budget of 15. So he's proposing, some sort of a cap.
Salary caps, or budget caps.
What's your thoughts on salary caps?
I mean, there's
No.
something to
I'm
that.
not a fan of that in any sport.
Mm-hmm. No.
No. You want to buy a team, have a team, and spend a bunch of money? Go for it. You're Jerry Jones or Dave Brailsford or whoever, right? Oh, you disagree.
Tough call.
You probably disagree.
I disagree.
He has a team, so of course he wants he owns a team. So guess who wants
I own a
salary
team,
caps?
so yeah, I wouldn't
Duh.
mind having
He's like this
salary caps.
wanker Contador. Yeah, and when he retired, like he just this whole time he wanted to get paid as much. Of course, you wanted to get paid as much as you could get paid. And then he retires and he has a team and he's like, I think salary cap's a good idea. I'm like, really? The day you retire?
Yeah.
What a genius.
All right, a few questions and comments from Susan. She says, where is your marker on Alpe d'Huez? I'm not even sure what that means. Do you know what that means? Your marker?
Yeah, when someone wins on Alpe d'Huez, they put your name on one of the switchbacks.
Yeah, I can show.
She says-
our good friend Jimmy Riccatello is over there doing a trip with some of the folks he trains. He sent me a photo. So for those, I guess we should back up. If you win on Alpe d'Huez, as you all most of y'all know, there's 21 switchbacks. When you win, they put up a sign, like an actual sign, like a street sign, on the switchback with your name on it and the year that you won, etc. And oddly enough, because according to Wikipedia, I never even rode Alpe d'Huez, but oddly enough, Turn 19. So to answer her question, has my name. Now there's been so many additions up Alpe d'Huez that there's multiple names. So I share the sign with Henny Kuiper from 77, I believe. And then me, that's from 2001. So I guess there must be another year perhaps with 2004. So
And
there may
there's
be
an-
another switchback.
There's another American on there too, Andy Hampson.
Andy Hampson.
Just got an update on Cav. He just came across the line an hour back.
Come on.
Yeah, that's rough. Sad to see. Good friend of mine. I know he's devastated.
He's a sweetheart, but
Wish him the best.
By the way, that message came from Susan. She's one of our members, and she's going to be at Alpe d'Huez tomorrow. She'll be on the mountain.
roadside correspondent, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. This comes from Kevin. I'm thinking of trying to grab an excerpt of Lance saying Gaviria as my text message alert. It's
wow.
becoming his version of Marv Albert's yes.
So how does he can do that.
Yeah,
Gaviria.
I can do it. I can pull it. There, give him a fresh one.
Gaviria.
I'll pull that and send it to you.
Primoz Roglic.
This comes from...
Groenewegen. We get Millsy. We get corrected every day. We fuck up everybody's name, and these people, they send in videos like, here's how you say it. And our good friends at NBC, David Michaels, he'll get these guys on camera saying it themselves. Speaking of David Michael, I texted him today. I'm cranky today.
Yeah, Lance, you woke up particularly cranky
Something
today. You need to get a bit more
Something
sleep
happened.
at night, I
But
think.
I texted David and I said, how much is Jens Voigt paying y'all to be on TV? How much is he paying them? Mm-hmm. That has to be the arrangement. It's unlistenable.
Who's out there doing commentary? They can move up. There's got to be somebody. This comes from this was on Twitter and it jumped at me because I'm a fan of what this guy does. But he writes, "Not gonna lie, Lance Armstrong, I was a bit skeptical, but got the PowerDot and it's legit. Also, a nice perk with the Move discount." But that's from Josh, and Josh runs Hops and Grain Brewery back in Austin.
Whoa.
And I just finished my 20 minutes on the PowerDot. Feeling
We're
good.
done having fun with George. All right,
Anyhow.
and here's the other thing. George is dating a dirt bike lesson today, which means he has to leave at a certain point. So we, JB, if it's okay with you, we would like to leave here and go for a bike ride before he has to leave.
Yeah. Sure.
I think we might have lost my window, but anyway.
Oh, really? What time is it?
It's almost 11.
Oof, you got to leave in an hour, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. This comes from Drew. My question is about why certain guys are contenders. I realize all riders have a specialty, and GVA is a one-day specialist. We have now seen that guy that he can climb. He is too strong. He is too strong not to be able to time trial. But why can't a guy like that or Sagan, who also has much talent, tweak their training and eventually contend for yellow, pink, or red.
We got asked this last year about Peter Sagan because people wanted to know if he could potentially morph into a Tour de France winner.
Yes.
The answer is no. That's the same for George knows Greg Van Avermaet a lot better than any of us do, but no, the answer is no.
I would agree with that, but at the same time, why would they want to? They're winning Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix, the Olympic Championships, World Championships. I mean, maybe not in America, but those races are just as big as the Tour de France if you're a cyclist. So I think they're doing pretty good on their own.
Another text from Johan Brunel. Indeed, Marcel Kittel and Mark Cavendish are out. Rick Zabel, the son of the great Eric Zabel, misses the time cut by 5 seconds.
Shit.
They put him back in.
Oh, they did. They put him back in.
Oh, here we go. Cranky,
Okay.
Cranky's going to have a response. Good job, Rick Zabel. That's all I got to say.
It may have been different if that was a different person.
5 seconds? Seriously? You'd kick him out? You're being mean.
Pick a winner
I'll
for
be in a better mood tomorrow.
Hey,
It's Alpe d'Huez. You got to be in a good mood.
Pick a
tomorrow.
winner for tomorrow, and I'll let you guys go.
Ooh,
For tomorrow. I like that.
gosh. Somebody in this group has the favorites. I don't know if I'm going out on a limb here, but these favorites that just didn't look good today: Nibali, Bardet, Quintana, Landa. One of them will come back. I don't know. I'm calling it. One of those. It's not Geraint Thomas.
I got Froome.
Yeah, I guess you can't. How do you not pick Chris Froome?
Yeah. I mean, he just saw his accelerations today. Just dropped those guys right off his wheel, and it wasn't even as steep as Alpe d'Huez. So
No, it's not
if
steep.
it comes together, I'm picking Froome.
And who was your patron today? I don't think you picked.
I didn't.
George did.
I couldn't.
He picked Dumoulin.
He's overwhelmed by crankiness, so I mean, he's got to get focused.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Geraint Thomas. I mean, just because of the acceleration in the last kilometer, that was amazing. I mean, he put another 10 seconds into those guys in what was essentially flat.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
I mean, it's very impressive.
Okay. Again, if you want the Lawson Craddock T-shirt benefiting his velodrome rebuild in Houston after the hurricane, that's at melojohnnies.com. The hat that Lance is rocking, FNS.
All you hipsters.
Forward Never Straight. You can get that at wedo.team. Send any questions or comments to themove@wedo.team.
All right. Thanks, JB.
Thank you.